Hi there, my name is Johan. Me and my friend Oscar moved to London a year ago. We grew up in Sweden. Now, Sweden has its advantages and its disadvantages. The advantage is that recycling is a religion where we are from. The disadvantage is that it's cold and dark for the majority of the year. Now, while we talk about what we think is a great opportunity for the city of London, let's look at some meaningless sights of Sweden in the background in order to please your eyes while listening. Now, while we are on the subject of recycling and Sweden, in Sweden we have a word called källsortering, which roughly translates to pre-separation at source. This is something that every Swede, from the Prime Minister to the 19-year-old college students, is fully aware of and treats like the law. It's a simple thing that makes us feel like we're impacting something larger. So when we came here, we talked to end consumers in London and asked them if they wanted to do more for the environment, if they were willing to take a larger part of it, if it meant cleaning up London at a reduced cost for them at that. We received a resounding yes. Our concept is very simple, and we will get into the details later. But in short, we are administering special waste bins and implementing systems that lets us more easily separate different things such as plastic and glass. So why do we do this? Well, we realized that the biggest cost London had in its recycling system was sorting. It was difficult and expensive. So we, the consumers, took on the responsibility and duty to better ourselves and help save the environment and making London an even greater city. So when we arrived in London and realized what a beautiful city it is, we were sad to see all the trash in the streets. It was a concept that was strange to us that somebody would leave trash in the streets. So we had to check with our British friends what was going on. We quickly realized London's potential of getting rid of all this garbage from the street and taking one more step towards becoming more environmental and saving money doing it.
Our key partners are the city councils and waste disposal management companies. Our suppliers are the garbage truck manufacturers and bin manufacturers. The key activities that we will be dealing with is to gather and sort waste, which is the purpose of the business. We will also focus on sales and lobbying to implement our concept in people's everyday life. For our company to fully work, we rely on some key resources, which are economic foundings, our hired personnel, and by that I mean drivers or garbage collectors, and of course the trucks, the face of our business. Administrative and sales personnel, but also developers who always works with problem identification and solutions. So, what value will consumers get from this? Well, we lower the costs of subscriptions. People can enjoy cleaner streets and feel that they actually done something good for the environment. We will maintain long-term customer relationships with the city councils, and the end consumers will experience service through support centers. We will get our concept out through participation in waste management conventions, promotional sales meetings, actually word of mouth, and reach the end consumer through social media and through our website. The customer segment is the city councils. The cost structure includes cost of ordering trucks, cost of developing underground waste containers, personnel, drivers and back office. It also includes the cost of office facilities and maintenance.
So, what is our solution? First of all, we need to invent a new English word for sorting your garbage beforehand. Let's call it source sorting. Because it all starts with the source. Our solution is implementing new garbage cans with different compartments for different materials. Implementing new underground garbage pickup locations on your street. With automatic garbage trucks that simply suck the trash up and keeps it separated in order to lower the cost of managing it later. Oh, and the trucks, they are driven by one individual that controls everything from the driver's seat, reducing cost of having several working at once. So, Oscar, how would this system work?
Well, pneumatic vacuum tubes sucks trash away. The Swedish inventors has designed an underground pipeline system that can collect trash by vacuum. The waste inlets can be located outdoors or indoors. Waste thrown into the inlet slides down a pipe to enter a waste tank underground. The waste tank is emptied by a vacuum truck when it reaches capacity. The truck empties the tank via a docking point located on the street. The vacuum system on board the truck sucks the waste out of the tank and into the vehicle where it is compressed. A network of underground pipes can be used to collect waste of an entire city. The waste collection system can be upgraded to include a pay-as-you-throw function that charges users on what they throw into the inlet.
Now you're probably asking yourself, why all this talk of lowering cost? Well, let me tell you. If we can source sort, it means that we can save a lot of money and energy on sorting it in a later stage, which reduces our cost for managing the waste, and that in itself lowers the end consumer's cost, the citizens. So it's what we call a win-win situation. So apart from this initial solution, we also have more long-term goals. We wish to set the standard for recycling to 99% in England. Impossible, you say? No. It's a state of mind and a few good decisions away. This has been achieved in Sweden through technology. 99% of household waste is recycled. 50% of that is burnt to produce energy and remove any dangerous materials that could harm the environment. The rest is recycled into such as plastic bottles. The food is recycled to become fertilizers for, you guessed it, food. That is our aim for England as well. We supply the schematics of the infrastructure needed in cooperation with the City of London. We supply the trucks. We supply the manpower necessary to do the job right, and continue to do so in order to free London of its waste.
Our focus is to work closely with city councils and the City of London to develop a strategy that will make our solution move forward. There are 32 boroughs around London. Each of them handle their waste in a different manner. We want them unified. Our company's continued development lays in the hand of a political decision. So how do we get a political decision in our favor? We turn to you, the end consumer. We need you to put pressure on politicians to change the future of our environment and our city. The final goal is to spread this concept over the entire United Kingdom. However, we will make the strategic decision to start with the capital, not only because it's the place in the most need, but also to get a global attention.
Now, when it comes to our competition, it is wide. From boroughs handling their own waste and waste management, to companies taking care of single boroughs, to boroughs grouping together and sharing the responsibility. But what I can tell you is nobody aims as high as we do, and nobody can match our vision.
So, for the revenue model, our goal is to sign contracts with the city councils. The contracts by itself will create revenue in our business through subscriptions of garbage removal from the final users.
As you might have realized already, this will require an initial investment, but it's going to be worth it. We have created this cost model in order to more easily explain what sort of initial investment we are seeking and what we will be using it for. As you can see, we have divided our investment required into 2 different steps. Step number 1 is our initial prototype. This money is meant to be used to visualize our prototype and our concept in order to find more investors. Step number 2 is when we have launched, and the total sum for that is £965,000. These resources will be allocated to the things you see on the screen right now. For this initial amount of money, we are willing to give away 20% of the company. Thank you.
So the next step we will take is to first seek investment from banks, risk capitalists and crowdfunding. After getting the investment, we need to start hiring personnel with knowledge, even recruit field experts, and get the market strategy in place.
By now, we hope that we have convinced you that we can all do something for London and its waste management. We seek all support, so if you are an investor, contact us. If you're a citizen, contact your city council and tell them about us. Thank you for listening. We are looking forward to hearing from you. Kind regards, Oscar and Johan.